Hi, I'm Jodé Sarami, and I'm here today to talk to you about 10 different inner thigh sculpting exercises that are extremely effective, not only for the inner thigh, but actually for your whole leg. There are about 4 different exercises that we'll be using the total gym for, with the squat stand, the leg pull accessory, and then 3 exercises will be without the machine, just on a mat on the floor, and then 3 exercises will be on the floor but standing. So what I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about were the muscles of the inner thigh. The muscles of the inner thigh are responsible for adducting, or bringing the legs into the midline. It's what women often talk about, trying to get that inner thigh gap. They think if they sculpt those muscles that they're going to be able to have that inner thigh gap. Actually, the inner thigh gap is kind of an elusive thing, but because of the subcutaneous fat that women often carry there, so that's more of a weight loss issue rather than a muscle sculpting issue. But you can get gorgeous legs sculpted with these exercises that I'm going to show you today. Let's start with attaching the squat stand to the base of your machine. You can go ahead and mount your machine, straddle that glide board, sit down, position yourself so your hair is not going to get caught. Put both feet on the platform. We're going to start with what's called the cross kick. It looks like a rocket can kick. Very simple, but the key to this exercise to target the inner thigh is to cross the midline. So when you bring your leg up, you cross and you cross. Kicking up and crossing, landing very softly on the ball of the foot and allowing the heel to come down and touch that platform each time. You can kick really high if you have extremely limber hamstrings, or you can kick very low if you don't have as much stretch in the back of the leg. So that's your cross kick. The next one is a ballet move called ECHAPPEE. All right, and you start with 5th position. So let's go ahead and take a look at the feet here. For ECHAPPEE from 5th position, you're going to have one foot turned out. This is my right leg, and it's turned out in front. And then from the back of the heel, the back leg is going to touch the heel of that front foot. Some people have extreme turnout here. Most people aren't going to be able to get an extreme 5th position for the ECHAPPEE. Get as close as you can. The whole idea here is to cross the legs and bring them in. So now you lay back. Once your feet are in the proper position, you can put your hands on your hips or on the side of the glide board next to your hips, but not below the glide board. The second part of the exercise involves an air jack. So the legs are going to come out in an air jack form, and then you're going to land in 5th position with the opposite leg in front. So here we go. Push and land. Push and land. Bringing those legs into a soft landing by landing in a demi-plie, which means your knees are going to be bent when you land. So this is called the ECHAPPEE.
For these exercises, you need to attach the leg pull accessory.
And hanging onto the hook with the glide board attachment on the bottom. Bring glide board up and hook that up. So now you've got the leg attachment on the top here. Make sure you've got your hand on your cable. Don't let that go. Lay down so your hair's not going to get caught. One foot on the platform so that you have something to push off of. Extend your leg and then attach the cable pulley. So now you're ready for your leg circles. With the leg circle, I'd like to have my other leg bent and resting on the platform. So I'm going to grab the cable pulley and give myself a little bit of support here so I can get my foot on top of that glide board. So now I'm ready to do my leg circle. The more flexible you are on that hamstring, the farther forward your leg is going to come towards your nose. Most people aren't going to have that much give, so let's start right here. Big breath in, you exhale, and then inhale. You can start with very small circles just to ease into it. You can also start with that glide board at a much lower height on the column, and that will also make this easier. You can also do these in reverse in your circles. Point that toe, get some energy coming out of that foot, and remember to use your breath. As you bring the leg back to the center, you are using those adductor muscles to sculpt the inner thigh. For the side lying leg pull, Go ahead and get on your side with the cable in your hand. Position your head. Attach the cable to the front ring on your ankle, because that way the cable will not rub against your leg. Now, grab that cable, bring the bottom leg up onto the platform, and line up your hip, your knee, and your shoulder all in one nice long line, and lay on your arm. You're going to take that leg and lift it, and then you're going to allow that leg to come down and then scoop across the midline a little bit below the level of your glide board, and then release it back up again. Big breath in, exhale, scoop it forward, and then bring it up. If you just do a straight down movement, you're not going to feel it as much in that inner thigh. But if you come up and then scoop across that midline, you're going to feel a nice contraction in that inner thigh muscle area. The next 3 exercises are going to be on the mat. So go ahead and lay one out, or you can use just plain carpeting. Go ahead and lay all the way down, resting your ear on your arm. You can bend your arm too. Stack your hips up nice and evenly, so don't lay back on your butt and don't lean forward. You can put a hand in front of you. The bottom leg can be straight. The top leg can either be bent in front of you like so, or you can bring, if you're flexible in your hip, you can bring the leg forward and put the sole of the foot flat on the floor. The key to this exercise isn't really the position of the top leg, it's your bottom leg, because that's the leg you're going to be working. So I'm going to put this foot flat on the floor in front of me here, the knee flat on the floor. The bottom leg, I'm going to flex the toe, point the toes. Pointing the toes, lifting the leg up and down. So this is a single leg lying leg lift, okay? You can point the toes, you can flex the toes, you can bring it up and hold, and then release. You can pulse at the very top of the move. So many different variations for this inner leg lift for the bottom leg. All right, moving from there onto your back. Don't forget to do the other side. Laying flat on your back, putting your hands underneath your buttocks if you need a little lower back support, or putting your hands out by your side. I'm going to use my hands under the buttocks. You're going to lift your legs straight up into the sky. From here, you're going to do what's called a V. All right, so you're just going to open the legs and close the leg. This is the back lying V. You're going to open the legs as far as you can. Some people have a really nice center split. Some people don't have a lot of flexibility in those groin muscles, and you shouldn't overstretch. So go as far as is comfortable. Point the toes. And then the exercise where you're going to target those inner thigh muscles is the inner thigh pull together again. Remember, those muscles are responsible for adducting the legs. You can do a point and flex if you want to work a little bit of the calf muscle also. You can take it down to 45 degrees. You can even do this across the floor using a lot more core when you take it down here. But I like everyone to start right up here. So that's your back lying V. The last one you're going to do on the mat, laying down, is called the knee flare. So go ahead and lay back on that arm. Put your soles of your feet together, toes and heels touching. Open the knees and close the knees. So here you are, this is just the knee flare. Now if you wanted to add a band around your legs for resistance to opening, you're going to target a lot more butt. If you put a ball in between those knees, you're going to target more inner thigh. So if you press the ball and you're squeezing the ball in towards midline, again, adducting those thighs, you're going to work the inner thigh muscles. If you're pulling against the band, you are working the gluteus muscles. In standing position, the ballet plie is a wonderful muscle sculpting exercise for the thighs. Go ahead and take the feet wider than shoulder distance apart and bend the knees. So now you're in what's called a plie. You tuck the tailbone under, you contract your core, you lift your chest, shoulders down, back and relaxed, long neck. Here's your plie squat. Up and down. Exhale on the way up. As you come up, squeeze the buttocks and squeeze the inner thighs and try to rotate and turn those hips out as you come up. You can also do this exercise in releve. So, lifting the heels, take it down and up. In skater lunge, you start with the front leg bent and slightly turned out, The back leg is extended behind you and across the midline. This is the part where you're working your inner thigh. You're gonna hop across your mat to the other side, land on the bent foot, and bring the other leg behind you. So in slow-mo, looks like this, okay? Plyometrically, or fast motion, here. Skater lunges, working those inner thighs. Crisscross power jacks are a high-impact, high-intensity move. You're gonna be jumping out into a plie, landing with the heels on the floor, arms over your head in a big letter X, and then scooping everything back to the center, landing with long, straight legs on the balls of the feet. So I'm gonna demonstrate here a few times for you. So open, land in your plie, come back together on the balls of the feet. So open, close. Again, you're crossing the legs each time and landing on the balls of the feet.